Sweet. All right. I got it's twitch.tv 7TR. I just want to make sure that I have the links. Sweet. Because I already have a message started to for the war room if people want to activate to interact with this. I just need the link. So I need it's twitch.tv / 7th. Let's see. I was about to say that would work. I'll get you a list of some bands that are cleared that I message on Twitter. You long hiatus, but we here. Li- Life happens. Right. So with what we've seen, Void 3.0. Let's start there because that's the biggest thing that actually deals with what we talk about. Titan Overshield is going to get nerfed, like straight up. I will be honest. So it's not that it's bad that it's too much. It's that people are going to complain about it because they think that it's broken. Um, with right with what I run, I have the shield throw. I could run the bash. Throw just gives me a little more range. Lots of easy cleanup. Aspects, Bastion, uh, throwing your barrier gives you an overshield for you and your teammates. Um, and it empowers it, enabling it to slowly regenerate the overshield if they bunker down behind the shield. So I can have my overshield regenerate by ducking in and out behind my barrier. Offensive bulwark, while I have overshield, grenade charges faster and increased melee range. That's actually really nice. I've noticed a few shield kills uh, make go further with it. Fragments, Echo of Persistence, Void Buffs have increased duration. That makes me lose 10 resilience, which is the offset because having that overshield longer, it needs to have some kind of offset. But if you're a Titan, you can spec 110 resilience and still sit at 100, no biggie. Like it's not hard. Um, so I don't know if it'll give me my overshield and it'll. I know I'll throw it down and I'll still be able to shoot through it, but I don't know if the yeah, like my thing is I don't know if it has the same duration, um, or if the overshield gets knocked down just like the damage does with sights. I haven't tested any of that yet. Um, but overshield, it's nice. Like I feel like it fits the whole tanky aspect nicely. Um, is it going to stay this way? Probably not. I'm feeling somebody's going to complain about it, and there goes something for Titan again. I have seen a lot more invisibility from hunters, though. There's go ahead. One thing to note though is we don't have all aspects that are going to be available yet. There's going to be some that are going to come after the raid, and there's a significant one that's going to basically make it where your uh, Mobius Quiver is actually going to be a viable boss DPS option. It's not just going to be a DOF. You can do a single target DPS on a boss with it. Can't remember what it was. I just remember reading about it. Let me. That's weird. Don't you have it where it doesn't capture Discord audio for some reason? was about to say it wouldn't be a episode without some technical difficulties, would it? And OBS is lighting up like everything's good. Huh. Translation. I swear if I get one more Tigers fight. I swear if I get one more Tigers fight.
Okay, I kind of heard my.
No.
It comes up here, so let me add some filters. It comes up here.
I was about to say filters.
So let me add some filters. It comes up here.
I was about to say filters.
Alright, so for some reason it didn't like. Alright, so for some reason it didn't like. Alright, so for some reason it didn't like. Alright, so for some reason it didn't disable. Disable. Okay. Testing. Testing. Say something to her real quick.
Something to her real quick.
Say something to her real quick. Okay, there we go. Cool. All right. Apologize. That was weird. But anyway.
To say the least. But
yeah, no, you're right. We don't have all the aspects and we don't have all the aspects and fragments actually. I didn't realize what time it was. Yeah, so we don't have all the aspects and fragments and stuff like that yet. But I mean, majority of like right in this instant revolves around invisibility. Which not great. I mean, like it's in PvP, I guess it gets like lower end players, sure. But against like higher tier players, I feel like invisibility really isn't as useful. I don't know. What do you think of all the grenades being available to all like all 3 classes?
that really honestly doesn't bother me one way or the other. I know some people will say that it takes away from class identity that everybody can have everything, but I mean, you can't tell me as a hunter you didn't want what's it called, a suppressor nade.
No, I think I could agree with you. So I think I would agree. So all right, I could see both sides, right? Like I could see the whole wanting to keep class identity. which currently you kind of keep unless you start. So, like, as a hunter, right? I don't have, I could have scatter grenades, right?
Yeah.
But I don't have nothing manacles. So I can't, like, there's no, I have everything and I can make everything the best version of it possible. So it doesn't matter whether I'm a hunter, warlock, or titan. There's still some of that class identity there. And as long as they don't really, like, screw that up, I think people really should stop complaining about it in a way.
On the subject of complaining, the new weapon glaive. If anybody paid attention to Twitter today, people just got pissed for no reason.
It's ongoing. I think. Are they going to be a big PvP weapon? No. I mean, a lot of the time I just end up with like people like running at me with it, and they die. I mean, I guess like you'll see like higher end tier players like use it, I guess, as a challenge or something, But
The new melee only
yeah,
build.
I just don't think it's going to be this powerhouse in PvP. However, I think they are super fun to use in PvE, especially with the suppressive glaive perk. I mean, are they like must have DPS? No, but are
I
they
just call it my whoop ass stick.
are they satisfying to use? Absolutely. I think they're both. I think it's satisfying to use, and I think, um, it's fun. Do they have to be the best in the game? Does everything that Bungie adds with the DLC that's new have to be the best in the game? No, I don't think so. I think that's just
Absolutely.
I think it's amusing that like we had Stasis come in, right? And was absolutely broken. Like OP broken. And then we get glaives and they're balanced. And people are like, "What is this bullshit?"
I want to break shit.
It's just the hypocrisy. Like everyone just kind of was like, "Oh, Stasis broken. They made it OP to sell DLCs," and then Bungie balances something new, and people are just like losing their minds about it.
Oh yeah.
It's just
So
ironic.
the glaive. What's your setup? How do you have yours tricked out?
Honestly, I really haven't changed it much. I think I just have like the enhanced uh unrelenting on it or something like that. I haven't touched it a lot. I'm still like working on like leveling it up and all that happy stuff. I actually I've put more time into my Striga setup for PvE on my Warlock than I have my Glaive.
Now, see, and I'm on the opposite end with my glaive getting more work put in because of it. On the Titan, it's amazing being up close and personal like that. Um, just fun thing to do. First perk, get what is it? The enhanced impulse amplifier when you whenever you can. It's like rank 6 or something.
Yeah.
Makes when you shoot it makes that thing fly across the map. And increases reload speed, which is nice. It's got a slow reload on it. Anyway.
It does, yeah.
And then the enhanced unrelenting, just because I can be healing when I'm low after beating the crap out of everything with my whoop ass stick.
So, what do you think of? Since we're kind of on the topic of the glaive, and I mentioned the Striga, the weapons table.
Striga just makes PvE not fair, like straight up.
I like the Striga. I paired it with a necrotic grip, and I've basically set up like my aspects fragments, whatever they are. I forget. I consistently mix them together. I've set them up for making Devour proc a lot. Combine them together, I get to hurt things and heal myself because of it, and it's wonderful.
I get to hurt things and heal myself. Spoken like a true Titan.
Yeah, I'm just toxic, But no, what do you think of the weapons table? And like its effects, I guess PvP wise, because I mean, like going forward, there's no way that they don't add weapons to that table or cycle them in with seasons and stuff like that. So
my thoughts on that. I love the fact that they make you build a shitty one, and the good perks are toward the end. It makes you use the damn thing. And in the subject on the spirit of the podcast, it's all about getting good. Use your stuff. I mean, there was a time when we would like use the most back asswards things and try and pull off some plays. And now I'm an old man and I have reflexes of a turtle and I can't play worth a damn. But every once in a while I pull off a clip. I landed one the other day, or yesterday actually, playing Elim, and I have I think it was a sidearm, and no, it was the new Hawkeye Scout and the retold tail. And why are you using retold tail when you could use Fellwinter's? Because
Hey,
retold.
I like retold. I have a retold that I
Thank you. I got a god roll out of my first chest when it came back.
I have
I'm
retold.
really happy with
I
it.
mean, I use retold. I use the other one from last season, the as I like to call it, the Frosty Boy, the Fractus.
So my retold, I ended up just beaming a dude across the map with a high impact scout, slid in, shotgun, and since they had been bagging me, they got the bag back.
I like, so it'll be interesting to see how long Bungie keeps hand cannons off the table.
Oh, that one's gonna be there for a while because people are so picky with their cannons.
It'll be interesting to see how long they keep hand cannons off the table. Just because, you know, hand cannons are PvP meta almost all of the time. Barring like Season of the Worthy where 600 RPMs were easy mode.
90% of the time, it works all the time.
Yeah. I like the table. I like that it takes a little bit of like, so like, I think it's good to have options, and taking a little bit of out of the, of the grind out of it isn't bad. Things, as long as, I mean, like, Bungie's got to know, like, when they make a weapon that it's going to be meta, right? Like, they can't just go like, this is going to be good in PvP, or like, there can't be a surprise. Like, they didn't sit and make IS Luna, for the 30th anniversary edition and be like, nobody's going to use this in PvP, right? Like, they have to know that guns are going to be, desirable for, different game modes and stuff like that. So it'll be, I think they'll keep options on the table that end up being viable, but not necessarily, they're not going to bring back, spare rations and put it on the table, right? Like, that would be obscene. I could see them bringing it back,
hope.
but taking it off the table, or not even putting it on the table. But I could see them keeping like certain pulses that could be viable and things like that on the table. Just the kind of.
I did see that the new what's it called? The new guns, to like craft them, you have to get 2 of the deep sight from the activity.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are saying that the drop rate for it is really low. I haven't really messed with it much yet. Haven't gotten to that point. But if the drop rate's as low as what they're saying, it's going to take a while to get it. And I want to say our favorite person, Joe Garoth on Twitter, stated that they're going to be increasing the drop chance from that activity, so that way it's not so bad anymore.
Take it.
The quick reaction time, like ever since he became at the helm, like the
man is infinitely better.
Just better.
I mean, like, I still hold the belief that all of the wrongdoings in Destiny 2 were Luke Smith and not necessarily like Activision. I mean, obviously Activision kind of pushed deadlines and stuff, but I think a lot of the decisions just came from Luke being an asshole and arrogant. But that's just me. That's vibe I got off of the guy. But no, I mean, like, I think Bungie's a lot better under his direction, and I mean, now that they've got, the Sony money, you know, should see a little bit of increase in, hopefully, in quality of things. I've noticed, I don't know if it affects console, but on PC, like,
Do
looking,
you think with the Sony money we're going to get dedicated servers?
no, not in D2. We have, what, 2 more DLCs, which is like 2 years? I don't think so. I think if they make a Destiny 3, which it looks like they're going to, just from the way that they've talked about this Destiny universe as a whole, I think it would, if we got them, it would be a Destiny 3 thing and not necessarily a Destiny 2 thing. Because that's a lot of engine work. You'd have to rework a fuck ton of stuff. Unless you're able to work on pieces of it here and there and, I don't know, reintegrate those pieces back into the game, through a a Destiny vault. I still think that's what they should do, right? Like, they pulled those locations out, and they said that, they may come back. If they're going to come back, just slowly work on them to fit within a new engine. That way,
Yeah.
things.
I mean,
I don't know.
We could hope. Do I
We
think
can hope.
it'll happen?
I would like to see dedicated servers. Obviously, as a PvP, player, guy who made predominantly. I think I said I spent 55 or something, over half of 60. I don't remember what my email said. I'd have to find it. But most of my time is spent in Crucible, so I would love dedicated servers. For that reason, I get annoyed dying around corners and shit, or trading when I shouldn't have traded.
It totally has happened to me several times.
Yeah,
I may or may not have cried a little bit.
I want them, honestly, at this point, just to fix. So we have an issue on PC right now where, like, you'll hit your character info screen, so, like, where you swap out armor and guns and stuff, and it drops the FPS down. For me, at least, it's down to like 14, 15, and then, like, it shoots back. You get like a massive frame drop, and then it shoots back up. I hope that gets fixed soon. That's really all I care about at the moment. I don't particularly care about anything else, because that's just awful. It's awful, and it feels terrible. So I hope that gets fixed, and then we can focus on dedicated servers.
It's bad, and they should feel bad.
Some interesting new perks though this season, for weapons and stuff like that. I do wish we had a little bit more synergy with our weapons as hunters.
Oh, the land tank thing is amazing as a Titan. Yes.
I do like that they've added those in. I think that adds an additional layer to how good seasonal weapons can be. I mean, like, obviously, we've sat in other episodes in the past and gone through at the beginning of a season, been like, this weapon looks good, that weapon looks good, this, that, and the other thing. Now there's a whole nother layer of it going, okay, well,
did I understand correctly that because we can get those as a thing to add into guns at the crafting table, and it stays with it. So I think we could actually have seasonal shit extend past the life of the season.
I'd actually have to look. I haven't fully explored the table because I've been just trying to complete the one quest that I have that requires me to make certain weapons. And running other characters through the campaign, which, by the way, was fantastic. Great. The best campaign in Destiny history, in my opinion.
We're talking to Beast Taken King?
Yes, I think so. Lore-wise, with all the implications and stuff, absolutely.
So, spoiler warning, if you haven't played, we're going to be talking the game, the endings. So, if you want to turn away, I'm sorry.
Now would be the time.
Okay.
We'll lose all our viewers.
Now would be the time. Be gone. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, we want to talk because it's got some stuff. Why? So is it just like? Let me just make sure I'm understanding this right. That it was basically just an ultimate play. Her basically telling Traveler, "Hey, I can protect you. Give me light." And Traveler being like, "I'm scared of everything."
I don't think so. I think there's still more to find out. Because she seemed to like, so she quotes the speaker before she dies, before she gets revived, you know. So she seems to meet those qualifications, and it's almost like a hopeful bid that the Traveler is going to do it with all of it. It's almost like taking a risk. I mean, obviously it's a calculated risk, right? Like she knows, you know, she spent time as Osiris. She's accessed the archives because clearly she's been spying on the, you know, the city and in the past, and you know, obviously as Osiris, she's been around other Guardians and stuff like that, and
So it's like almost like a final gambit kind of
yeah,
thing.
I think it's like almost like it's like a let me do the homework on this, because like if you look at it, she explored like every single option to remove her worm and survive, right? Like so, let's look at Season of the Arrivals, right? She partners with Nokris, right? Guy, we all assumed like she was taking all of those pieces and combining them together, right? We're like, oh, she's gonna res dead ghosts from the I can't even talk. Necromancy that she learned from Nokris and this, that, and the other thing. And honestly, I think at this point, like just looking at it, I think it was more of this. Will this work if I get rid of my worm? Kind of thing. Like, can I be brought back this way if I do, like, if removing my worm kills me? Till she finally ended up on the last choice, which was, you know, the light. You know, she went murder battery for Forsaken. She partnered with Nokris, who, you know, necromancy and all that kind of stuff.
Murder battery.
Well, yeah, no, because that's what the Curse in the Dreaming City is, right? Like it's literally what, a 3-week cycle, you know, or it was, you know, it was 3 weeks. Everyone that dies during those 3 weeks comes back and repeats. It's like it was supposed to be just tribute.
It just,
You know,
I had
never-ending
never heard
tribute.
of it. I had never heard of it that way, but you're right.
Even before that, like she experimented with like putting her worm near a dark hole because time is slower near black holes and stuff like that. So everything's been like a step by step, you know, will this work kind of thing. And I think she was like, okay, well, I'm going to do all the things that I'm going to make it seem like I am worthy of receiving the light, even though the Traveler was like, psych, I was going to bless all of you anyway, way back when. So here you go. And it doesn't really say that the Traveler came willingly to her throne world. She pulled it in. And then the Threadbearers are keeping it there. I mean, she did research, like, you know, the Cabal, like, you know, not catching, but, you know, the suppressing tech and all that kind of stuff. So I think it was more so her giving a half-truth. So that was her plan, but it wasn't necessarily what happened.
Yeah.
The bigger takeaway is the fact that the Traveler teleported itself out, and it took Amaru with it, her ghost, which means it approves of Savathun having the light and being a guardian. Or, well, a risen. I shouldn't call her a guardian because she's not a guardian, at least not yet. I mean, even so, like, let's look at it. Even the stuff last season with Crow. You know, the restoring of his memories thing was a test to see, like, if she got the light and became a risen, what would happen, or could you restore memories like that, and like what would happen to the person afterwards. So everything's been like a.
I barely played last season because
So,
things
yeah,
just got so stale. So how did we get? How did we give Crow his memories back?
She wanted to talk, and I mean, she kind of like Aldrin. Crow wanted to, talk to Savathun because he had spent a lot of time with Osiris, and he felt he was owed answers. Excuse me. She gives him answers, not the ones he was expecting, and gives him his memories back while she's in the crystal.
How? Like, just this is what happened, by the way.
It's just like some sort of spell thing. She like, it doesn't like expressly like, she doesn't like give him anything. It just like hits him, and she like shows him his memories, I guess. But like, I'm assuming it's the memories of like the bad shit Crow is, or well, Aldrin has done, or how shitty of a person Aldrin was, not necessarily any of the good things, or it's Savathun, right? She frames things in her in her perspective. I mean, think back to like the opening scene for the season where she's like, I saved you guys from the endless night, and this, that, and the other thing. And realistically, like, all of those things were her fault anyway.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think all of it was just kind of testing, and she kind of got her way. I mean, the bigger takeaway is the acceptance there of the Traveler with taking Amaru back with her, I should say. Let's talk about Megamind, or the Witness, because that's what he reminds me of. Reminds me of Megamind.
Dude was freaky AF, like straight up.
I was saying people were like, "Oh, I'm so mad that they gave it a face and a character," and I was like,
I'm mad they made it look so goofy.
I think there'll be a reason for it. The way it seems to be explained, or like
I thought I was on a bad trip. Like, I was like, no.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense. So like, there's all those ships and stuff. I think maybe, and like when it raises its hands, it like raises a whole bunch of them at once. And goes to I mean, they mentioned that like the power of the Witness is the power to move things from different realms or realities. Yeah. So it being like that maybe makes sense. The smoky head part's a little weird, but
that's what that's what did it for me. I was like, that is weird.
Well, people were mad that they actually made it a face. Like, they gave it a face instead of leaving it as just the pyramids. And I don't think people understand that large character, like, I think like Mass Effect had the same issue where they like set up like these, unbeatable, like, ultimate badass creature things, and then like just failed to deliver because no one knew how to make that like a game mechanic.
It looked like an angry Furby.
Like, but how do you make it, like, so like, let's use this in Destiny terms. How do you fight a fucking pyramid ship? Like, how do you make that a game mechanic?
I thought it was going to look like some kind of like pyramid head Silent Hill looking thing.
You can't make that a mechanic, right? Like, it's simply not going to work. It doesn't translate well into gameplay, right? Like, we're fighting a ship. What? It's weird. It just doesn't work that way, right? Like, you need to have something tangible for players to engage with and interact with and fight, right? Like, you can have the ships like move and like be controlled by the Witness at a distance, okay, but you can't have Guardians fighting ships. That doesn't make any sense. You're telling me one. So basically, like if you play, so say Lightfall happened, or even let's go past Lightfall, the DLC after that, where like we beat the Witness and or whatever. You're telling me that I can play the campaign solo, and I'm going to destroy a pyramid ship and somehow beat the Witness. Well, or just destroy the. So let's even pretend the Witness doesn't exist at this point. So you're telling me I get to destroy pyramid ships, a whole ass ship, after the lore has established that like you can't shoot anything at it. You can't shoot anything at it because it freezes it in time. Like that. Like I don't know. People are mad at something that's not feasible, and I'd rather have
The
something.
Destiny community's mad at something? Oh,
I mean,
no.
surprise. I would rather have something feasible that makes sense. Okay, make it, the way that it's been kind of explained is it's a very ancient alien, the last of its race, the last of its species. Give it some sort of purpose, whatever. Okay, cool, fine. That works. I can roll with that. The question that I do have then, what's inside the Traveler? Is there like a smoky-headed alien inside the Traveler that I need to be worrying about? Like, is it female? Is it dummy thick? Like, wait, these are the questions I need to know. Is it a dummy thick alien in there? Like, I don't know. Like the pyramid ships.
There's a clip for Twitter.
The pyramid ships are controlled by like a Megamind looking
my
thing. Like what?
God.
Where's what's the Traveler? Is the Traveler a ship? Is it an egg? Like is there a giant chicken in it? I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm just picturing this alien chilling in the Traveler.
Yeah, has it been sitting there the whole time, like just being weird? Is it like the NSA of the Destiny community? I don't know.
Fucking hell.
I mean, like, who knows? I do have some issues though. I don't like the recon on the worms for the hive being made in a fucking factory.
The recon.
So, according to the books of sorrow and stuff, like worms just like, I guess, like reproduce.
Oh,
normally.
retcon,
whatever.
I was like,
yeah, whatever.
It's out here making up words and
yeah,
shit.
yeah, of course. I'm a hunter. I get to make up whatever I want.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, so like any sort of like hive area we've been in always has like some sort of like breeding grounds or like eggs and stuff like that. So you kind of figure that like hive worms are like reproduce that way, or they like reproduce asexually, or like, you know what I mean? Not that they were made in a pyramid factory. Because like that gives me questions like, are there only a limited amount of hive worms then? And I'm not talking hive worm gods. I'm talking like the worms that are inside them. Because like if you complete that strike, the curse of the vial or whatever it is, the vial strike that has you go into like the darkness city and stuff like that. You can see like worms in like square, like I don't even know what to call it, like display cases almost, like. And the lore says that like Savathun brought the pyramid ship there, or agreed to have it there, so her hive would have a supply of worm, like a consistent supply of worms. So does that mean like worms just don't like? There's no. They're only made there. Like that's it. There's other pyramid ships that make them. Does that mean like the Traveler is a factory, a ghost factory? Because like the worm would be the equivalent to a ghost for us.
Stop making sense. You're cracking the code.
It's also weird because then what are the hive worm gods, right? Like what are those? Because they're not the same then. They weren't made in a factory. you know, it was a weird part of the campaign and story that I was just like, I don't know if I like this. Um, but then again, I guess if you're pyrocausal, you can make anything you want, and maybe worms do naturally occur and reproduce, but you can also make them in a factory. I don't know. I will say Savathun's worm, fucking hilarious.
I haven't done the quest yet.
So great. It's such a so like you would think like a worm of like a hive god that's existed for like a billion years would be anything but like a whiny, complainy, sniveling like. I called him a nerd during my stream. I was like, this fucking nerd. Like
That is why Sabathu wanted to get rid of him. He
he's
annoyed her.
he's like carry me, and I'm just like, oh my god, shut up. He was funny though. He's like I don't know. It was interesting, and there was some good lore in there. But yeah, I like the character. It was interesting. I didn't honestly expect a worm to speak to us at all, but you know.
I'm telling you, that is why she wanted to get rid of him. He annoyed her.
How about the light blade, the Cool strike? I really like that. I
The
loved
fact that it came back was I love the nostalgia on that.
that. Well, they brought it. I like that they brought it back, but it wasn't just a straight like. Here's the dark
Here,
blade strike. It was.
a
Here's
surprise.
Cool. He's back. He's been risen by a ghost, and Savathun's making him guard Oryx's temple in the ultimate middle finger to Cool. Still respecting her
Your
brother,
place, bitch.
even though he's dead. At least for now. But yeah, I think it's great. I like the Throne World. I hope there's more to Mars. I like so I don't know if you've like looked over like any of the cliff edges, but you could see like the temporal displacement areas and stuff, and they look really cool. So I kind of hope we get to explore that a little bit more. There is also a cradle on Mars underneath Savathun's ship. That like
That's
kind of
where. Oh, you're right because the other cradle was on. What's it
Io.
called?
I was just fucking around after a mission yesterday on Legendary before I got off, and I was looking. I was like, "There's a cradle out there. Interesting." So that must be the side of Mars where like Traveler first encountered humanity, which is kind of cool because it's not that far. Which would make the ridge that we're standing on the ridge that they walked over in the original trailer for Destiny, where like they discover the traveler, because there's everything else is flat in between there and the
I was
cradle.
about to say like you can. I was literally about to say you can see the cradle from the Enclave.
Yeah,
I'm there right now.
yeah. So like you remember that scene in the original or in the beginning where like they're standing on a ridge on Mars and they look over, they see the traveler. It's I mean it's literally the only ridge there. I mean that's cool. I could be wrong, but it would make sense. It's kind of cool little nod towards the start of the franchise and stuff like that. But trying to get back on topic, uh, with some, let's get back to some PvP. Um, Weapons you're looking forward to, or have you looked at the seasonal shotgun at all?
I saw it and it looked good.
Solid part combination. It's a lightweight frame.
D1, I literally rolled scout shotgun, high impact scout for my primary. Special was shotgun. Um, to this day, I remember it. Cole Vance's duty and Matador 64. Matador 64 is back, and I need to get one.
We just need to run some Avarice
But
deck.
the new Hake scout feels nice. I love the sight on it. Uh, I don't know what it can roll. Let's pull up Gunsmith real quick. Help me out, dude. Perses D is what it's called. Okay. First SD. Show me what I can get, please. Or is Gunsmith still busted? Looks like
No,
Gunsmith.
you might have to like reload the page for it. Um, like refresh it or whatever you're looking at, and then the perks and stuff will pop up. I had to do that too
Well,
the
it
other
shows
day.
me the gun, but it doesn't show me anything else I'm looking for. Process the. Yeah, okay, now you were. Make me look like a liar. Okay, first column, I can get rapid hit on it, which would be nice. Opening shot, also nice. Tunnel vision. Overall, what I would want would be rapid hit and probably opening shot, and then I'd have my god roll and it's a stasis scout.
Um, so I have a couple things that I was looking at. Let me find it. I am interested to see the new Trials scout. Just on the topic of scouts.
Is it
Iron.
rapid fire or is it?
I think it's. Here, hang on.
It's high impact. I'm there. The Persis also has a really good
It
recoil
is
direction. You
a
don't have to
rapid
put
fire
anything on
frame.
it. Okay. The Persis has a 74 recoil direction stat naturally. Aim assist of 36, which is kind of high for a scout.
So I was looking for the. They added a sniper in that I wanted to look at. Where is it? Silica and Aroma's back. I think I was interested in that a little bit, but I didn't like. So yeah, I was interested in getting the Silica and Aroma back because you can get snapshot opening on it. Or some of the other new perks. A little interesting. It is a kinetic, so it's got that going for it. But we were just talking about it, and I forgot what it was called.
The katana, the hand
that, but no, I meant the what was that sniper called?
father sins
That. Why can't I
or
find
sins of
it?
the father.
Sins of the Father. Why can I not find it on my phone? Please continue scrolling. Thank you. Okay.
Awesome. I forgot the D2 gunsmith had added that in. You can see the damage fall off.
Yeah, they did a lot of stuff. Father's
41.2 meters on the hip fire
It's
for the Persis.
Father's Sin.
89.6 for the uh, ADS.
Father's Sin could be interesting because it is a rapid fire frame. So you're not gonna be able to like shut down supers with it or anything. But you can roll snapshot under pressure, which should be a fairly common or a fairly solid combo for PvP. It does have 73 aim assist, 35 zoom. You'd obviously want range perks for the barrel and stuff to kind of push it, just for stickiness and stuff like that. But yeah, I was looking at that hand cannon. They added so Iron Banner is getting a new sword too, just for the record, and a new 180 hand cannon. I mean, 180s are 180s, but even still. Why isn't that working? Gunsmith with all the updates is a little buggy, but I like it. So this hand cannon, reasons why it's good. So 140, right? Yay, 140s. Its perk pool is
Finally feel better.
yeah. Its perk pool is super small. So I'm talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 perks in the first and second column. So first column you could roll either Eye of the Storm, which would be really good because Eye of the Storm is very underrated. Rapid Hit, which is okay. Compulsive Reloader if you're like me and reload after every kill and are habitual about it. Compulsive. Steady Hands, which is interesting. A little bit more handling after a kill. But that last column has Moving Target, Focus Fury, which is going to give you a little bit more damage if you're precise. Opening Shot, Vorpal, Time Payload, and Rangefinder. So, plenty of super great perks that are interesting. But this gun comes with 82 aim assist out of the box. Without anything added. Yeah. 51 range, 56
So I can shoot
stability,
behind me and hit the guy in front of me. Got it.
56 handling, and 50 reload. And that's without anything on it. So you throw on like accurized rounds, you're up to 60 range. I personally would want Eye of the Storm in the first column. I would be happy with almost anything in that last column except for Vorpal. Just because, I mean, Vorpal's cool, but it's a hand cannon. Like, if I'm shooting a super with a hand cannon, I'm probably going to die anyway. Barrel-wise, I mean, you could go with pretty much anything and then throw in the Masterwork and call it a day. Really good hand cannon.
Circling back to the everybody's got all kinds of the grenades and everything. There's somebody. Oh, I want to say there's one of the aspects in the Void 3.0 that makes it where grenades suppress. Your Vortex grenade on a Warlock or anybody now, that whole thing's a suppression field.
It does pull.
So
I like that. I'm just going to throw it in there. I like that Void grenades actually pull in, like Cold Snip or
the Vortex.
Yeah.
I saw a Warlock, or no, it was a Hunter. He had a Titan coming at him, Thunder Crash, and he jumped up and just threw the Vortex nade on the ground, and the Titan went through it and instantly lost his TC. It was great.
Yeah, I want to play around with it. The Void subclass builds and stuff. I will say as a hunter, well, I've been using, since I've played like sixes, obviously, I've been using, Spectral Blades because I'm, 6 people. Might as well kill as many as possible. But I do like how the arrows kind of feel, like the bow feels now as a super. It's not so terrible. It's not the best, but super shutdown.
It does a crap ton of damage. I was surprised.
Yeah, the bow is actually pretty solid. Even in PvE for like damage, I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, I like the Void changes. I feel like hunters need a little bit more utility, but like you said, there's still things we're missing. Hopefully when they start changing some of the other classes, I don't know, maybe we get our ability to blink back in the Arc subclass, because I miss it. But yeah, it's interesting. What do you think of, have you played any of the either of the returning maps yet?
Eternity really feels odd now, but I know it's because of now we're moving faster and stuff.
Yeah.
Like all of that plays a part into it.
I don't remember Eternity being in a lot of the other like I think it was unpopular when it was a part of the rotation when we were slower, and then they took it out of like a majority of the rotation, and then they took it out completely after. Well, they took it out, and I don't remember. I feel like it was here, and then it wasn't fully gone. We got faster, and then it was fully gone.
It was mainly played in competitive.
Yeah. I'm glad it's gone. I was glad it was gone. It does feel a little bit different now. It's not the worst map in the world, so I'm happy to at least get some maps back. I think we should have more, but I don't work for Bungie. I'm sure they'll slowly trickle them out, you know, as they kind of test things. I'm interested to see Trials, you know, what that's going to be like. Trials with the new supers and all the grenades and stuff like that will be interesting. And they did move things up and down the recharge tree for supers, so that'll be interesting to see too.
It definitely is a way to make things where it's not more stale, not so stale. Like they can control stuff.
I want to. I hope we start hearing. I mean, I know they just got the DLC out, and everyone's probably like, very relieved at Bungie. But I hope they don't just. I hope they start pushing the next few light subclasses through to. I know, obviously, they're gonna have to test things and change things like they did with like Warlock. I do love.
I have a feeling we're gonna probably get one per season.
Do you think we're gonna get one subclass per season?
Yeah.
Really?
I think that or every other, because this one there's 4 seasons in this series.
I think we'll see one in not next season. How many seasons we got? 4 total, right? So yeah, probably every 2 seasons essentially. So not this season, next season, like maybe the end of next season, going into the 3rd. I don't know. I would love to see it. I honestly think they did a phenomenal job, and I will say kudos to Joe Blackburn, because, and I know there were other people that worked on it and figured it out and crunched the numbers, and they're phenomenal. But if it was Luke Smith, a lot of your classes would just not exist. They would have just deleted things. We're just like, yeah, delete it. It's fine. They don't need it. Sunset. Everything's sunset. Sunset the Guardians. We got Hive Guardians now. Sunset the regular ones. That's Traveler, hilarious. That we've got Megamind. It's fine.
We've got Megamind. Oh my gosh.
I don't know. I like the changes. What do you think of the gunsmith changes, as far as like him having a normal vendor kind of set thing? It's interesting.
Like he actually like guns and stuff.
Yeah, well, you get rep when you break down guns instead of working off of gunsmith materials now.
I mean, it's nice. I mean, in all honesty, it was the same stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I like that. I like the uniformity. And I do like. I will say, I wish I knew, or I wish I had paid attention a little bit more. I don't know if they said it before coming into this season. I do wish I knew that they were going to make Umbral engrams able to be turned into Dreaming City weapons, because it would have saved me a lot of time. I went through I spent a bunch of time at the end of last season farming Blindwell, because Blindwell was every single run, no matter what the tier was dropping Dreaming City weapons after one of the updates that they did in December. And I was like, I might as well get them before they potentially leave. You're not able to get them again. And yeah, so I grinded for them. I got very solid Twilight Oath. I think you would have actually liked it. I think it had Snapshot on it. Let me see if I can find it. I was so happy just for the record, just kind of keep talking while I'm looking. So happy to finally see a Snapshot Frozen Orbit. I'm glad Zer brought one, because I have yet to actually see one since the Frozen Orbit came out.
I had so many, it was ridiculous. I was just like, eh. Oh, Blade Tooth is for sale, by the way.
I already have it. I have a Twilight Oath with Snapshot and Killing Wind, Tactical Mag, Fluted Barrel, and a Range Masterwork. So I mean, it's not OP by any means, but certainly a solid roll. I was using my 1,000 Yard Stare almost exclusively at the end of last season because it's beautiful and I love it. But with some of the new guns and stuff, definitely be giving those a try. I don't know. I look forward to trying some of the seasonal weapons. I really haven't looked or kind of investigated what roles I want, or looked at like which guns I should be shooting for or I want to shoot for. So I'll be doing that this week more than likely. Just kind of looking because I'm not. Also, I'll be looking to see what the roles on some of the raid weapons are. Obviously, I'm not going to be competing this weekend. I don't know if you have any intention of competing, but I am not.
I work, so that's already out.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I've never done it. I always work. Yeah, or I'm busy. So.
Isn't it next weekend? It's the 8th.
Is it the 8th? I thought it was the 5th, unless they pushed it back. I thought it was the 5th.
Could be wrong.
Maybe they pushed it back. I thought originally when it came out, they said the 5th. Yeah, but I mean, be looking to see what comes out there and farming the shit out of that raid. Especially with crossplay, plenty of people. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So do you want to sign us off here, sir?
Well, that's going to be it for us. We're 7CR. I was Tibercat, your resident Titan main. I'm a little rusty. We haven't done that in a minute.
No, we haven't.
Damn.
Yeah, it's live. It's live. We'll chalk it up to nerves.
There we go. If you want to catch me live, you can catch me at twitch.tv/Tibercat. I'm slowly but surely getting back into the swing of streaming. Life's finally calming down-ish. Paige, where can they find you?
Yeah. Everywhere. Your mom's house? No.
Your mom.
No, Twitch, /Fates_Pyro. Same thing. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, here. Discord. Again, your mom's house. No. But yeah. Hopefully we get back to doing this.
He's with the dummy thick traveler alien.
Facts. Right there.
That's going to be it for us, and we will catch y'all in the next one.